Hello, everybody, and welcome into a quick episode of Prospect Corner here at the Hockey Writers. I'm your host, Matthew Zator, and as always, joined in by Dayton Reimer. Dayton, we're about an hour or so after the draft lottery. It was a little different this year. They did it at kind of I don't know, I found it a little weird to me watching it, but I mean, that's just me. But they actually did it live, not behind the scenes beforehand. They actually had the ping pong balls going, and we saw the kind of the draw in live, which was interesting. But ended up being the New York Islanders moving up to first overall when the San Jose Sharks had the best odds of going first. They dropped to second. So we'll start there. What do you think? New York Islanders moving from 10th to first. What do you think about that development there?
Yeah, it's always surprising when a playoff team or like barely a playoff team gets the first overall pick. I remember seeing that back with the Rangers, right? When they got Alexis Lafreniere. They were on the verge of being a playoff team, and they snagged a spot. And it's for the teams that really need it, it feels a little bit cheap, I guess. But out of the teams that could have swooped in and stolen the first pick, I don't hate it that it's the Islanders. I think that's an aging core that don't have a lot of top-end prospects. There's a few guys that jump out, but overall it's pretty mid-tier. So I think, if they're going to get the first overall pick, they can probably use it, and that's not a bad place for it to go.
For sure. We'll be talking about this quite a bit over the next month or so, but just initial thoughts. Where do you think they're going? Are they going Matthew Schaefer? I mean, they got Noah Dobson, their guy on the blue line, but you don't just need one guy. They also could pick Michael Misa, James Higgins. Where do you think the Islanders are thinking right now? Is it a clear cut Matthew Schaefer, or could they go somewhere else?
I think they go Schaefer. Aside from Dobson, they don't really have a go-to, high-end, top-pairing definite defenseman, especially on the left side. So Noah Dobson, he's a right shot. Their next probably most talented or most high-potential guy, Adam Boqvist, he's a right shot. Sam Boldu, I think he is pulling him up here. He's a left shot. So he's somebody who could, be a top producer, but I'd say he's probably more suited as a second pairing defenseman. Mm-hmm. They don't really have that first pairing defenseman. When you look at their centers though, they have a few guys that could be a first line center. Denny Nelson has been really interesting. Cal Ritchie, that's a guy who's been really, really interesting to follow these past couple of seasons. Apart from that, they probably don't look at too many other guys. Really, it's between Schaefer and Misa. I would go Schaefer. I think he offers the higher potential, somebody who could not change a franchise, but really push them in the right direction. He's not a generational talent, but he is very skilled and kind of does everything right. And on a team that doesn't really have a definite top pairing defenseman, especially on the left side, that's my easy pick.
Yeah, I mean, they could use both. I mean, they got right now, as of right now, they got Matt Barzal, Bo Horvat. I mean, that's the two really good centers right now. But I mean, they're not the youngest guys. It's not like they're here for the next 15 years or whatever. I mean, Horvat, I believe, is already 30. Barzal is getting there too. I mean, it's something that you have to look in the future for, and they don't have a lot. Like, Danny Nelson is potentially could be a good guy there, but again, not a clear cut. Yes, definitely number one center. And Noah Dobson is probably their only real clear cut number one top pairing guy. So, I mean, I think they wouldn't go wrong going either of them, but I think Matthew Schaefer is probably the guy they go for too. So, I mean, we'll see where that kind of goes.
I think it's easier to build out from the blue line too, right? You can.
True. Yeah.
It's tougher to get those really, really talented guys on the back end. And up front, still getting a first line center isn't easy, but there's more of them. And that's just the nature of the position. You're going to have more options to select a top end center than you are a top end defenseman. So if someone like Schaefer comes along and he's available, I think he's more valuable than someone like Misa, who is still at the top of his game, exceptional status, scored the lights out of the OHL. You might find another guy like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, you have to draft these types of defensemen too. I mean, you don't get them generally. You don't get them in trades. You have to draft them. So you had an opportunity to draft a guy like that, you probably take it. So I think Matthew Schaefer is probably going to be the first overall pick, but we've been surprised many times before when we thought, Shane Wright was going to go first overall right up to the end there and ended up he's dropping. I don't see that happening with Schaefer, but you just never know with some of these drafts of what they're thinking, especially when there's not a real, I wouldn't call Schaefer a generational guy. With this type of draft, it's not like a Celebrini. It's not like a Bedard. It's not saying Schaefer's not going to probably will become a high-end franchise defenseman, but I wouldn't call him generational. I don't think that's been thrown around this year.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So another one, the second time they do another draw to do their second pick. The San Jose Sharks end up being second because you can't move up more than a bunch of spots. So Utah goes to fourth, and they were down there too. They weren't one. They were closer to the playoffs, and they're a team that actually they have a real strong prospect pool, and they've had a lot of high end picks. Are you okay with that? Utah going up to fourth, they're gonna keep increasing their stock in their prospect pool, and they already got a pretty strong one.
Yeah, I'm okay with Utah jumping up. They're still a new team, right? Even though they are the Arizona Coyotes, which was the Winnipeg Jets. So really they're an old team, but they're trying to find their footing in Utah. And, they had a pretty decent season, I think, for turnout, fan attendance, some highs and some lows. Their big thing is they just need to develop people. They have a pretty good group, and now they just need to kind of get them in to their team.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say adding this fourth overall pick would give them an embarrassment of riches. I think they are still kind of in that process of just trying to get guys into their team, and you need lots of darts to hit the bullseye, right?
Yeah, that's true. And that's the thing. They got pretty solid core right now. You're looking at Logan Cooley. He's a bona fide NHLer now. He's a top guy. He's shown it so far. You're looking at guys down the line that are coming up. You're seeing some of this. Like you said, they just have to get into the lineup now. And they've got some guys that are coming over from Europe soon. And the fourth overall pick, they're going to get a pretty good guy there. As we do our mock drafts here, now that we have this solid, the actual order, we'll do a mock draft and actually pick some of these guys. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go. There's a lot of guys up there that they could get a forward. I think that's probably where they're going. Defensemen, there are some names there, but I don't know if there's going to be beyond Schaefer. Do you see any other defensemen going in the top five, or is it Schaefer and then forwards thing?
There is one name that I think somebody could reach on. I personally wouldn't take him in the top five, but there's a few guys who are very high on Radim Murtka. Just a really big right shot defenseman. He plays the game fairly well. I just don't love his decision making and his processing. I think that has quite a ways to go still. And I don't think you need a fourth overall pick to do that. There's too many good centers up for the draft. Like James Higgins might be available, Anton Frondel, Porter Martone, Caleb Desnoyers, or Roger McQueen. Those are guys I'd take way before Radim Murtka. And I think those guys have a potential of, really pushing for a lineup spot in the near future. I think Murtka, you could throw him in there and he's going to struggle. He needs some time to get his bearings, but I think someone's going to screw up and throw him in too early, and he will struggle for a couple of seasons before he kind of develops naturally.
Yeah. I mean, Utah loves their big players and big defensemen. Lately, they've been picking very, size. So, I mean, would you put it past them going for a guy like that at fourth? I don't know. I mean, when there's so many great centers there, I'd probably go that route. I mean, you're looking at the Islanders picking, looking right now, Schaefer, Islanders, Sharks, Misa, Sharks picking them. Higgins maybe going to the Blackhawks. And now you're, looking at Porter Martone, Jake O'Brien for Utah. That's pretty good. I don't know if the Blackhawks are going to go with Higgins, but it'd be a pretty good pick there. But yeah, we'll do our mock drafts. So that was just me kind of throwing some names out. But it's going to be interesting now that we know our order. Islanders picking first overall for the first time in a long time.
09, I believe.
Yeah, 2009 was their last one.
They picked John Tavares.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good pick. He's no longer with the Islanders, but he had a pretty good run there. And he's turned to an amazing NHL player. But so maybe they were due to win a lottery here, and we'll see where that all kind of goes. At least it's not the same one again, the Sharks winning it or the Blackhawks. You have a new team at the top, which is always fun to have a new first overall pick team. So we'll keep talking about this as we go on Prospect Corner. This was a quick episode. We'll have our full length one. I'm going to talk about Dayton's rankings and then also standouts from the under 18s, which just wrapped up, which had a lot of standout players. Canada won gold pretty handily over Sweden. So we'll talk about some of the standouts in the gold medal game and the tournament itself. But that's our next episode. But thanks, Dayton, for coming on and reacting to the draft lottery quickly. And we'll keep going with our draft coverage. But make sure checking out everything at talkbears.com as we keep going. We've got lots of draft profiles coming out. A couple features have already come out, top centers, top OHL players, and lots more to come. So until our next episode, we'll see you next time.